Orleans Wildcats and the Lille-Nice Fencers. Lille-Nice comes off Game 4 with a high note, heads back home after tying the series up, and a particularly odd series it has been. Lille-Nice was able to take Game 1 on home ice in a pretty decisive fashion at a score of 3-1. Now, shots were 5-5, but really kind of seemed like Lille-Nice dominated the whole time. Game number 2 was won by the New Orleans Wildcats at a score of 4-2, tying up the series, heading back to New Orleans, Louisiana on a high note. Game number 3 was once again won by New Orleans in a little bit of a closer fashion, a 4-3 score. The Fencers did have a 3-0 lead at one point in that one. New Orleans had to claw all the way back to be able to win that game. Shots 19-12, a high offensive affair there. The prior couple games didn't have a whole lot of... Well, game 2 had quite a bit of offense. Shots 21-10 in favor of New Orleans on that one as well. And then game number 4 just the other night was absolutely dominant from the Lille-Nice Fencers. A 3-0 shutout and a 19-1 shot difference from the Lille-Nice Fencers, just absolutely blowing the New Orleans Wildcats out of their own building. And that's what I kind of expect tonight. The Lille-Nice Fencers back at home. The Wildcats just got absolutely embarrassed the other night on home ice. Now Lille-Nice has the crowd behind them. It probably could have been a lot worse if Game 4 was played in this building in front of the Lille-Nice crowd. So one can only wonder what this game has to unfold. Let's head over to the rest of the playoff bracket. As we mentioned, this series is tied 2-2. The other series in the PPG Paints division or conference is the St. Louis Cyclones and the Quebec City Bandits. Now, the reason that playoff series is important is the winner of that series plays the winner of this series. So currently, St. Louis has an opportunity to win the series on home ice. Now, they had a chance to win it in game number 5 as well. They were up 3-1, but Quebec was able to fight and live another day, forcing game number 6. The Tampere Ilves currently lead the Boston Riptide at a series score of 3-2. Boston just won their game number 5 earlier tonight at a score of 4-3 in overtime. Duncan Keith was the overtime hero in that particular game. And the Washington Nationals have punched their ticket to round number 2, eliminating the Indianapolis Motorheads from Intercontinental Cup Championship contention at a series score of 4-1, winning last night. The score of game number 5 was 4-3 for the Nationals. Let's not waste any more of your time. Lille-Nice seems very excited for hockey as we're ready to go. Game number 5, New Orleans, Lille-Nice, right now. The anthems have been played and we're ready to go from France. Fencers and Wildcats, game number 5 goes right now. In the net for the New Orleans Wildcats, once again, it is James Reimer. And on the flip side of him for the Lille-Nice Fencers, it is Connor Hellebuck. The head-to-head matchup we've seen 4 times prior. In this series, it's time for number 5. Kadri and Kempe in the draw. Won by Kempe, and we're underway by the Lille-Nice. Behind the net, there's a chance for the Fencers. Wildcats look for a clear. They get it out. Puck is sliding. Chance just wide of Hellebuck. He actually jumped out of the way of that puck. He did not want to stop that puck right in his crease. Can't say I really blame him. In the far corner, chance for New Orleans maybe. Morgan Riley behind the net with William Nylander. Comes back the other way for the Lille-Nice Fencers. Nazem Kadri knocks down his man, Shane Gostisbehere, battling in the corner, fired out. This one takes a funny couple of hops and it misses just wide of Hellebuck's net. Now to the far corner behind James Reimer. Comes to the near corner, played by Jesse Pollock. Still in the corner, Brian Rust has controlled. New Orleans looking for an out. They get one. It's William Nylander leading the rush now. Nylander with a goal in this series. Looking to add to that total, fired down the other way, it's just wide. Puck's coming back, stopped at neutral ice, fired in by the Fencers. Reimer makes a save there, didn't count as a save, but he had to be sharp there. Puck comes all the way back now through the slot of James Reimer. In front of him, here's James Van Riemsdyk, former Toronto Maple Leaf. A lot of former teammates on this New Orleans Wildcats team with the Maple Leafs. Tenure there, here's a chance for the Fencers, they score! Full icer! James Reimer wasn't ready for it, and it's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He gets the Fencers on board first. That's a similar offense that the Lille-Nice Fencers play, comparing it to one of the Tampere Ilves. Firing it down when the goalie isn't ready. And it has worked time and time again for this Fencers team. James Reimer just looked beat early, and the Fencers get on the board early here in the first period. Just over 5 minutes played. Can the Wildcats scratch their way back into this one? The Fencers have been very successful in this series, getting on the board first. Kind of surprising that the series score is what it is, considering their offense has been operating at another level. Here's a chance through the slot, trying to steer it back the other way. Can't just yet. The Fencers' goal and the score sheet officially does go to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Maybe another chance. There's Teemu Solani now firing it in. Behind, another chance. It's in the crease. It's in. It goes. Adrian Kempe, and it's 2-0 for the French. I believe Austin Matthews knocks this one into his own goal. And New Orleans. The Fencers lead by 2. Now this is not an elimination night. Yes, it was an Austin Matthews own goal. He probably just tried to keep it out, but instead he knocks it into his own net. You can see Mitch Marner and Jamie Drysdale kind of gnawing at one another right there. Not happy with each other. Maybe a little bit of a defensive miscue in their own end that led to that. Nonetheless, Lille-Nice leads this one by 2. And a familiar sight to game number 3. Lille-Nice getting on the board early and often. Can the Wildcats repeat their performance from game number 3? Clawing back into the game. Ended up taking the win in that one. Now across the blue line. The goal does go to Adrian Kempe. Behind the net. Oh my goodness, I thought that one went in. I was going to say behind the net, into the net. Somehow it didn't go. Reimer supposedly saved it, as the Wildcats are still looking for their first shot. And God, goodness knows how long. Maybe 3 periods. I don't think they've had a shot since the first period of the last game. Now into the near corner. Wildcats look for an out. They finally get one. Mitch Marner coming down the other way. A chance for William Nylander. Couldn't steer it on the net. Behind the net, there's Jesse Pollock. Cleared out by the Fencers. It goes in. Another full icer. Pierre-Luc Dubois. It's 3-0. This offense of the Lille-Nice Fencers has been clicking these last couple of games. Not even halfway through the first period of play, and Lille-Nice is up by 3. Steve Dangle, Adrian Kempe in the draw, another one won by Kempe. The Wildcats have to try something to try to get back into this game now. Like I said, this is not an elimination game, but they definitely don't want to head back home with their backs against the wall. They'd much rather be up in the series heading back home, obviously. That on the score sheet, it will read Adrian Kempe unassisted. I thought it was going to go to Pierre-Luc Dubois. Not the case. Chance made for the Wildcats. No, steered away by the Fencers. Adrian Kempe already with 2 on the night, and we're not even out of the first period yet. Shane Gostisbehere has it. Comes all the way back into his own end. To the blue line. Will anyone stop it there? Yes, it's Kyle Connor bringing it back behind his own net for some reason. Out of the close or to the near corner. Connor fires it down again, trying that 200-foot shot as the puck comes back through the crease. Coming back the other way is the Wildcats. That one just kind of sits against the boards and comes around the net of the Fencers. Near boards now looking for an outlet. Fencers clear it. To the far corner, the downed William Nylander is there. Tony DeAngelo looking to get it out for his New Orleans squad. New Orleans looking for anything positive right now, but they're not really getting very much positive. Shots are 8-0 at this point in the first, or just in the first period alone. Wildcats just need to get anything going right now. Here's Darnell Nurse now leading the rush. And through the boards and out of play. Just less than a quarter period remaining here in the first. Shots 8-0 for Lille-Nice, like I'd mentioned. Scores 3-0 for Lille-Nice. This one's fired down by Austin Matthews. A face-off one by the New Orleans Wildcats. To the far corner, cleared out by the Fencers. Took a weird hop, but it does get cleared out eventually. In behind the net of James Reimer. Here's Phil Kessel trying to lead the charge here for the Wildcats. This one takes a funny hop into the slot. No one was there. Puck was a little bit too far ahead as the game's lagging from here a little bit. Fired all the way down. Another chance. No, Gostisbehere couldn't reach it in time. Just out of his reach, he steers it to the right of James Reimer and cleared away by the Wildcats. Shot on as it misses just wide. Hellebuck had to be sharp, but actually I think it bounced over the net right there. A hopping puck didn't quite hit the net. Now, a clearing opportunity blocked by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Dion Phaneuf now looking for a clear. Hasn't got it. Now he does. That one steered just wide. Nazem Kadri's there to receive it. No, he loses it. Nugent-Hopkins now with it again. Nylander's down. Jesse Pollock. Wildcats are still shotless in this game. Fired to the boards. It's coming back the other way. Misses just wide. Just 10 seconds to go here in the first, and the Fencers will kill the period. After one, it's another dominating period by the Lille-Nice Fencers. Shots are 8-0 after one. Goals 3-0 in favor of the team from France. And just another abysmal period out of the New Orleans Wildcats. That's 4 straight, as they only had 1 shot in the entirety of the last game and no shots up to this point in this one. So that's 4 periods with a shot. That is not going to win you anything in the playoffs. Austin Matthews, Adrian Kempe in the draw. Kempe's had a great game and a great series thus far. He's got 2 up to this point in this game. He wins another draw from Austin. In behind the net is Phil Kessel. Mitch Marner. Issa Lindell now bumps both of them off it, but Marner gets the puck once again as he's leading the charge for the Wildcats. Now it's Adam Boqvist to the blue line. Solani now has it. He's battling. He gets bumped off of it. I believe that was Austin Matthews who hit him off it. But Issa Lindell's going to try to lead the charge out of the zone, and he does. Now it's Felipe Myers with it. Here's maybe a chance. No, turned back the other way by the Wildcats. No friendly hop there for New Orleans. And cleared away by the Fencers. Puck coming back the other way now. To the near boards. It slides around the boards. Jamie Drysdale is going to be the first player there to meet it. But cleared away by the Fencers. All the way around the boards. It looks like NASCAR right now. The puck only turning right. So anti-NASCAR, I guess. Opportunity maybe for the Wildcats. It was Kopitar, but steered away by a Lille-Nice stick. Another chance for Lille-Nice now. Puck goes in behind the net. Anze. Kopitar trying to play it out. Hasn't yet. Jason Robertson gives him a little bit of help. Steve Dangle's there to bother him. Puck goes boards to boards. Riley gets a deflection on it. A deflection off the far boards now. Doesn't help New Orleans much as Lille-Nice is looking ready to clear this puck. Haven't got it out yet. Jamie Drysdale trying to slow it down for Bachfist. He fires it to the far boards. Puck's coming back the other way. Saved by Reimer. He had to make that one. That one was a for sure goal. A good stick by Reimer, and it does not go. Draisaitl fires it against the boards. Puck kind of dies against the opposing boards. It bounces into the crease. Saved by Hellebuck. No, it wasn't a save by Hellebuck. Still no shots on net for the Wildcats. Hellebuck looked to just deflect that one away, though. Now in behind the net. Whitecloud with it. He gets it to Brent Burns, who's looking for an outlet. He gets that outlet. To the blue line in front of the Wildcats bench. Adam Bachfist beats the crowd. Still defeats the crowd. As they're looking for a clear, they get it. Comes all the way down the ice. Now to the face-off circle to the right of Hellebuck. Chance for Matt Sundin gets knocked down. Here's Jamie Drysdale with it. Issa Lindell with a good challenge there. They're looking to get it back the other way. It's the Fencers, and they do. The Fencers now have it at the New Orleans blue line, now beyond the New Orleans goal line. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins had his fingerprints all over this game. Fired, comes back down the other way, but it misses just wide. Shot so hard, it's now back in the New Orleans end. In behind the net of James Reimer, there's Issa Lindell once again, but New Orleans is able to turn it back down the other way. Draisaitl heading south. Gets a hop off the boards, off the net. Puck just kind of dies. Puck in the slot. Clearing attempt blocked by Sundin. Pierre-Luc Dubois fires it at his own net. Now to the near corner and cleared away by the Fencers. In behind the net of James Reimer now. An opportunity maybe for Felipe Myers leading the rush. In behind the net, Jesse Pollock's looking for a clear. Hasn't got it quite yet as he got stripped by Pierre-Luc Dubois. Now Tony DeAngelo with the clear. He gets it beyond the net of Connor Hellebuck. DeAngelo's still with it, loses it. Coming back down the other way, misses just wide of Reimer's net. Darnell Nurse diving, trying to keep it away from any Fencer sticks, and does, as now DeAngelo's with it against the boards. Looking for a clear, and he gets it. It's going to be just wide of the net of Hellebuck. Bounces off the boards and off the back of the net. Nurse was leading the rush, got caught up on the net, as that puck gets an odd bounce and leaves the offensive New Orleans zone, now into the offensive Fencers zone. Chance in the slot, tried for the one-timer, missed just wide. Puck comes back down 200 feet in behind the net of Connor Hellebuck. Just 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Score still 3-0, almost 3-1 right there. The Wildcats just trying to get on the board and haven't been able to yet. Lille-Nice still with the shutout up to this point. Now 4, almost 5 straight scoreless periods from the Lille-Nice Fencers. Chance maybe there, no. Puck leaves the zone. In behind the net of James Reimer. This has been an absolute masterclass of the Lille-Nice Fencers these last game and a half. Comes down just wide of Hellebuck's neck. My God, New Orleans couldn't buy one if they were the richest man on earth. Lille-Nice still dominant. In the near corner, there's Brock Nelson. Antoine Roussel looking for an outlet. They've got one in Brent Burns, and he's able to clear it off a New Orleans stick. Takes a hop off the boards and comes behind the net of James Reimer. Near corner. Austin Matthews is there looking to get it out. Still hasn't held in. Shot at the post. Rebound. Unbelievably close chance for Roussel, but he couldn't make it go. 40 seconds to go. Can New Orleans get anything going into intermission? It looks like no, as they're hampered in the corner, held there, and cleared around by the Fencers, and that'll do it for the second period. 5 straight periods of excellence from the Lille-Nice Fencers. They've held the Wildcats shotless again. Score is 3-0 after 2 shots, 9-0 in favor of the Fencers. 2 straight unbelievable games from the Lille-Nice Fencers. The New Orleans Wildcats offense has gone beyond stagnant. Their only shot came from a goal that didn't count because it went through the back. So if you think about it, they really didn't get a shot in the last game either. They've been held to 5 straight shotless periods, if you think about it legitimately. Brent Burns now has it. Loses it to Leon Draisaitl, who's trying to get something going for the Wildcats. Point pass, it's going to get to his own net as it misses just wide of Reimer's net. A point pass that was an absolute howitzer. Couldn't find anyone at the point. Matt Sundin now to the near corner. Sundin to the hash marks. Still can't find a Wildcats teammate, and it's steered out of any harm's way by the fencers. But now the Wildcats got it going back south, but back north it comes for a good defensive stick by the Lille-Nice fencers. Neutral ice. A chance for Morgan Riley and Phil Kessel now. Pushes it. It's in the slot, but steered to the side, or steered to the near boards, pardon me, by a fencer's defensive stick. Marner behind the net, trying to find a man at the point. Couldn't get it. Still battling blue line and out, but they've turned it back the other way. Here's Morgan Riley. Still can't get it. Kessel's trying to head south. Can't keep it in. It's a good clear by Lille-Nice, and it misses just wide. Pierre-Luc Dubois now has it. He plays it back into his own net, or end, trying to play it to maybe Goss to spare there, who had fallen over. Now in behind the net of Connor Hellebuck and Steve Dangle. Battling. Now Phaneuf has it against the boards. Rafi Torres gives him a little bit of help. They're just affecting one another's opportunity here. To the blue line, or to the red line and out. Across the blue line, chance for the fencers as it's steered away by a Wildcat stick. That's one thing they're actually able to do right now, play some defense, because they can't get anything going in the offensive end. Here's Dion Phaneuf now, battling with Felipe Myers. Myers looking to get it pointed north for the fencers. Can't just yet through the crease. Now they got it pointed north to the blue line, or red line and out. That one's fired just wide of the Wildcats' net. Comes all the way back into their own end. Now into the slot. A chance and a shot on goal for the Wildcats. Their first shot on goal in 5 periods. Maybe another chance. No. Kopitar couldn't get the puck on net. Riley now in the slot. Couldn't find anybody. Cleared away by the fencers. 10 minutes or 11 minutes remaining until a 3-1 series lead for the fencers. Far corner. 3-2 series lead, pardon me. In front of the benches now. Center ice, blue line and in. Nugent Hopkins battling. Van Riemsdyk at his own net. Another save by Hellebuck. Hellebuck hasn't had to be sharp in this game, but the few times he has had to, he's been there to keep the puck out of the net. Pardon me. Near corner now behind the net of James Reimer. Now far corner. Brock Nelson looking to get a shot on. Can't yet. Hounded by William Nylander. Jesse Pollock fires it down and misses just wide. It's coming back towards his own net now. Far corner. Morgan Riley plays it around to Austin Matthews looking for an outlet. He gets it. Takes a hop off the boards. It's sliding towards the net. A chance. Here's Matthews. He's down. Chance for Marner. Shoots wide. Another opportunity for the fencers that slides down. Zach Whitecloud, who was stuck behind the net, almost had it. Couldn't quite corral it. Played back to Burns at center ice. Dion Phaneuf now looking for a chance. He fires it in and around the boards. Misses horrifically. And it's coming back down the other way. Behind the net of James Reimer, Austin Matthews is there looking to get a clear. Takes a funny hop off the boards. Must have caught a stanchion. Couldn't get it out as now the puck goes onto the ice and out of play. Just 5 minutes to go for the Lille-Nice Fencers until they take a 3-2 series lead back overseas to Louisiana. In behind the net of James Reimer now. To the far corner, what a play by Jesse Pollock there, but Kyrou is trying his darndest to hold it in. He does. A good play there by Kyrou. The net is empty for New Orleans. Can the goalie help them get any offense going here? Near corner, Adam Bachvist. Fired down, empty net just wide. It's coming back down the other way behind the net of Hellebuck. Adam Bachvist has it. He plays it the wrong way. It's going to take a hop off the boards. It's going to be in the slot, and they miss wide. Comes back down to the New Orleans offensive end. Takes no friendly bounce whatsoever for the Wildcats. Cleared out by the fencers. Behind the empty net of the Wildcats now. There's James Reimer trying to lead the charge for the Wildcats, trying to put any respect on the name as the fencers have absolutely shut them down for 6 straight periods. Sam Girard now had it behind the net. A minute to go here in game number 3, and the fencers look primed to get 2 straight shutouts. A chance for 4 at the empty net. No, they won't do it. And the Lille-Nice Fencers protect home ice. And they're heading back to the US of A with a 3-2 series lead. An unbelievable game from the Fencers. 2 really unbelievable games from the Fencers. 6 straight shutout periods from Connor Hellebuck in that defense core. And the Lille-Nice Fencers have taken the lead of the series for the second time. They took a 1-0 series lead after game number 1, and now in game number 5, they hold a 3-2 series lead. The New Orleans Wildcats got to get back to the drawing board. Their coaching staff has to get something going because they've amounted just 3 shots, really just 2 shots, in the last 6 periods of play, and that obviously is just not good enough if you want to win the Intercontinental Cup. For the Lille-Nice Fencers, their defense and their goaltending looks primed to carry them all the way to at least round number 2, and from the way Quebec and St. Louis have played, likely to the final. But that's what you'd expect out of a number 1 seed, as Lille-Nice was the best of the PPG Paints Conference. But enough of that for now. The Lille-Nice Fencers have a chance to finish this series in 2 nights at the TD Bank Superdome. The New Orleans Wildcats are looking to turn around their fortunes and extend this series to game number 7. From our cameraman, DNP, yes, the Fencers, I believe, did also win the President's Trophy. They were the best of the entire NSHL. So no surprise here that they've been absolutely dominant over the New Orleans Wildcats, who were really the 8th seed in the entire NSHL, 4th seed in the conference, which is why they met one another 1v4. From DNP, the cameraman, I have been Builder. We thank you for watching this game presentation of game number 5 between the Wildcats and Fencers. A great game out of the Fencers tonight, not so much out of the New Orleans Wildcats. The Fencers will head home tonight with the fans happy. 3-2 series lead. We thank you for watching. Take